Interesting facts about rhinos. The rhinoceros is a giant horned mammal with a unique appearance that is known as the second largest land animal after the elephant. There are 5 different species of rhinoceros that live in Southeast Asia and the African continent today. Currently, 3 species of this animal are in serious danger of extinction, and the reason for this is the indiscriminate hunting of this animal by humans. To learn about the lifestyle, appearance, characteristics, and interesting facts about the rhinoceros, follow Adriana. Types of rhinoceros. In general, there are 5 different species of rhinoceros that have significant differences in terms of body size and anatomy. These species are: 1. White rhinoceros. The white rhinoceros is the largest species of rhinoceros native to Africa. The 2 subspecies of white rhinoceros are the northern white rhinoceros and the southern white rhinoceros. 2. Black rhinoceros. The black rhinoceros, which became famous for its triangular upper lip, was seen in almost all the countries of Black Africa in the past, but today the population of this animal is under severe threat. 3. Indian rhinoceros. It is the largest native rhinoceros in Asia, whose range of life is spread throughout the foothills of the Indian subcontinent. This species of rhinoceros has a horn and armor-like skin that give it a distinctive appearance. 4. Sumatran rhinoceros. In the past, the habitat of the Sumatran rhinoceros extended from India to the island of Borneo, but today this species is in danger of extinction and is isolated in the forests. The Sumatran rhino, weighing about 1 ton, is considered the smallest species of rhino in the world. This rhinoceros is known for its prehistoric appearance and the hair that covers its entire body. 5. Javanese rhinoceros. The Javan rhino once lived in Southeast Asia, but its habitat is now restricted to a protected park in Indonesia. Appearance characteristics of the rhinoceros. The rhinoceros is the second largest animal on land after the elephant, and its history goes back to the Eocene era, which ended about 33.9 million years ago. This animal is one of the last remaining giant mammals in history. The rhinoceros has a cylindrical body with a large head, relatively short legs, and a short tail, and its unique feature is a large horn located right in the middle of its face. Some species also have a second horn, which is smaller than the main horn. This animal has an excellent sense of hearing and a good sense of smell. The color of the skin of a rhinoceros is usually gray, black, or brown. The weight of the rhinoceros. Different species of rhinoceros differ greatly in terms of body length and weight. The average weight of this animal is about 1.5 tons. The weight ranges of different species of rhinoceros are: white rhino weight between 1440 and 3,600 kilograms, black rhino weight between 800 and 1,400 kilograms, Indian rhino weight between 2,200 and 3,000 kilograms. The weight of a young rhinoceros is 900 to 2,300 kilograms. Sumatran rhino weight between 500 and 800 kilograms. As you can see, the weight of the largest species, the white rhinoceros, reaches more than 3 tons, which is almost 4 times the weight of the Sumatran rhinoceros. Rhinoceros horn. The most remarkable feature of the rhinoceros is its large horn, which grows from the inside of its head. This horn is made of keratin, the same protein that makes up the hair and nails of many animals as well as humans. It is interesting to know that both African and Sumatran rhinoceros species have 2 horns, while Indian and Javan rhinoceros have only 1 horn. The female Javan rhinoceros is the only rhinoceros that does not have a horn or even a small bump on its nose. Unfortunately, one of the most important reasons for the indiscriminate hunting of rhinos is the horn of this animal, which is considered valuable in some cultures for various reasons. The longest rhinoceros horn in the research conducted in 2016 about the longest horns of different species of rhinoceros, the following results were obtained: white rhinoceros, 150 cm; black rhinoceros, 130 cm; Sumatran rhinoceros, 81 cm; Indian rhinoceros, 57 cm; young rhinoceros, 27 cm. Rhino horns can take many forms. For example, the length of a white rhinoceros in Washington was over 120 centimeters. Growing parallel to the ground, this horn was so large that it had to be cut off twice. Behavioral characteristics of rhinoceros: rhinoceros generally prefer a solitary life, except for the white rhinoceros, which is the most social species and lives in groups that usually consist of 10 female rhinos and their children. These rhinos have chosen this lifestyle to protect their young. The black rhino aggressively defends its territory, but the Indian and Javan rhinos have well-defined territories that may overlap. Sumatran rhinos that live in forests and denser vegetation try to mark their territory with feces and urine. The place where the rhinoceros lives: rhinos generally live in dense forests and savannas where there are plenty of food sources and good vegetation to hide in. In the past, this animal lived in most parts of Africa and Southeast Asia, but today its habitat range has decreased significantly. For example, the habitat of the rhinoceros in Africa includes grasslands and savannas in most areas of the Black Desert. Today, although their living area continues from Ethiopia to South Africa, it is limited to smaller areas in nature and protected areas. The Sumatran and Javan rhinoceroses, which live in dense forests, were once seen throughout Southeast Asia, but today the Javan rhino lives only in one protected area, and there are few Sumatran rhinos left. Like other species, the Indian rhinoceros has had a significant reduction in its range. This rhinoceros currently lives in the grasslands and forests near the hills of the Himalayas. Rhinoceros food: rhinoceros is an herbivorous animal and feeds on grasses, leaves, branches, buds, and fruits of trees to provide the necessary materials for its growth and survival. Despite being an herbivore, this animal has a very aggressive behavior and often attacks enemies and hunters who come towards it, but it usually loses its defensive state when drinking water and may be hunted by hunters. Enemy of the rhinoceros due to its large size, aggressive behavior, horns, and thick armor-like skin. The rhinoceros has very few enemies in the wild, but juvenile rhinos may be attacked by crocodiles, big cats such as lions or jaguars, and other larger predators. In fact, humans are the most important threat to rhinos. The birth of a rhinoceros among other animal species. The rhinoceros has a very long gestation period, which lasts about 450 days. The longest gestation period for this animal belongs to a white rhinoceros in the zoo and was about 18 months. This long period of time has caused the interval between each birth of a rhinoceros to be between 3 and 5 years, and this issue has played an important role in the population of this animal. The lifespan of a rhinoceros: the lifespan of a rhinoceros is usually between 35 and 50 years. It is interesting to know that the oldest white rhino lived 55 years. The oldest oldest black rhino lived 52 years, and the oldest Indian rhino lived 48 years in the zoo. Endangered rhinoceros. Currently, 3 species of black, Sumatran, and Javan rhinoceros are listed on the list of critically endangered animals, while the Indian rhinoceros is among the vulnerable groups and the white rhinoceros is near the threat of extinction. The population of different species of rhinoceros in 2019 is: white rhinoceros, 18,000; black rhino, 5,500; Indian rhinoceros, 3,600; Sumatran rhinoceros, 80; Javanese rhinoceros, 72. Meanwhile, except for the Sumatran rhinoceros, 4 other species have increased in population between 2009 and 2019, while the number of Sumatran rhinoceros has decreased during these years. Regarding the extinct species of rhinoceros, we must say that none of the modern rhinoceros species have become extinct, but a number of subspecies have, including 2 Javanese subspecies, the northern white rhinoceros subspecies, the western black rhinoceros, and a number of Sumatran rhinoceros subspecies. They are removed. One of the ancient species of rhinoceros, which became extinct around 8,000 years BC, is the woolly rhinoceros. Interesting facts about rhinoceros: the name and quot. Rhinoceros and quot in English means and quot, horn nose, and quot. The size of the brain of the rhinoceros is very small compared to the size of its body. Despite their name, white rhinos are actually gray in color. The rhinoceros usually spends the heat of the day in the shade or mud to cool down. The flower protects the skin of this animal from the strong sun and insect bites. It is usually seen that tick-eating birds stick to the back of the rhinoceros and feed on annoying parasitic insects on the thick skin of this animal. The noise of these birds warns the rhinoceros that danger is coming. The skin of the rhinoceros has a unique structure and material that distinguishes it from most mammals. Considering the size of the body, the skin of this animal is 3 times thicker than expected, and it is about 5 centimeters thick at its thickest. Today, about 85% of living rhinos live in South Africa. It is estimated that at the beginning of the 20th century, more than 1 million black rhinos lived in Africa, but today their population is only 5,500. The largest rhino in history is an extinct species that lived about 23 to 34 million years ago and weighed 20 tons. The rhinoceros has a high speed and can run at a speed of 48 to 56 km per hour.